Hi, Godzone Medicine PlayStation and Medic Maniac YouTube with Horizon Forbidden West once again, and continuing what we're doing on the Trematus video, just wandering around post game on very hard difficulty and trying different weapon setups to take on different machines. And here's an Apex Slaughterspine. I've had a go at a few earlier and they have gone not very well. I've got a method in mind for this one, so I'm trying out my weapon selection. I'll probably end up altering the coils on some of the weapons and, you know, changing bits and bobs, but I'm going to need to play the game through more for that, to try and get some of the really good coils and stuff for the weapons. And obviously the weapon selection and the method might get tweaked, but plan is to come up on it away from the water initially. So rope caster, tie it down, Valor Surge, and then target the guns on the tail, because they are a threat. And I think that in a Slaughterspine, if you can take them off, if you can get it into a position where you can get them guns off the tail, you're helping yourself an awful lot. That's what I think anyway. So it's weak to fire and acid. There's some acid damage. And then trying to hit the weak points, the guns on the top there. And he gets knocked over. Missing the guns completely there. Getting that wrong visually. As I looked through it, I couldn't actually see the guns there as I shot them arrows. Spear. Instantaneous acid damage there from that, which is good. Trying and get the guns on the tail, but it's moving. Can it not? Avoid plasma. I don't have auto run on it, so I click down the stick to run. I did see a video earlier today that recommended that you do put auto run on it, but I'm not really sure about that for myself. I suppose it's try it with and try it without and see how you get on, isn't it? See what works best for you, but I've decided to not do. Acid damage, tie it down. That seems to be working. Try to target guns. Need to aim better. So get my shots away. Another one off the tail. Try and get guns on the top and not succeeding. Bit of blast sling here for explosive damage. Gotta watch that plasma beam, haven't you, from the mouth. Spear. And keep my distance as well, which is quickly closed down by the huge hulking mass of that Slaughterspine there. Really shifted across the sand. acid damage and I get caught there. That's poor from me. I need to be aware and I need to dodge. But it all comes with practicing, doesn't it? Watched a video a while ago saying that when you've got plasma on you, you can time your dodge to negate the damage you take from that plasma, but it's in an actual, I mean it takes practice, but in an actual fight it's at the time when it goes quiet just before the explosion. The timing's quite, you need to be very accurate, and I obviously need to practice it. I need to understand what I'm looking for when I'm trying to time my dodge, But it just comes with practicing, doesn't it? But all the guns off the tail anyway. Better from me this time dodging the plasma beam. Unless it wasn't and I took damage anyway and I didn't notice. I don't have full health, do I? Spear anyway. As I continue my assault on this Slaughterspine. It's not really going how I, planned it out in my mind, really. There seems to be a lot more distance and not as much tying down as I would like. But again, it's something that you get through practicing, isn't it? You've got to actually have a go at these things. Slide and try and tie it down. Actually getting in there for the method that I want, and over it goes. And then, can we get our Valor Surge on? Yep, we can. Now we need to target these weak points for the extra damage from our Valor Surge. And we're doing that, which is good. Hit the weak points and my arrows have triggered electric damage there, and over it goes. But as a result of that, I might tie it down, but I stayed back and continued assaulting the weak points on it. Yes. It's nearly gone now, this Slaughterspine. Onto the spear again, and it should be over soon. Yep, there it goes. So, yeah, that's a practice anyway. I've seen other people, like their videos are like no damage. This is definitely not a no damage, is it? It's definitely not. Yeah. It definitely is a work in progress, and it's a different kind of method to the ones I saw. A couple of little pictures of Aloy. She seems to be quite happy anyway. So this is after I've just done the Apex Slaughterspine fight that you will have seen before this bit, and now I can show you the weapons that I was using. So Sun Scourge does fire and acid, which the Slaughterspine is weak to. I carried that. Deathseeker Shadow, brilliant for tear damage. Legacy's Reach I carried as well for acid and explosive damage. Allmother's Blessing, Tripcaster I carried, but I didn't end up using that, did I? And I carried that one because obviously fire damage, should I have required it. Ties That Binds, Ropecaster, I used that, and I used just the normal sort of ties there. And then I carried Defiance as well, which I used there. and no other weapons other than the spear, which I didn't use. So those were the weapons that I carried, and obviously for outfit, I showed this in the Tremitus video anyway. I used the Nora Thunder Warrior and used the aesthetics of the Karja Blazon. So that's what I was carrying and using for the Apex Slaughterspine fight, which I must practice more because I need practice. But that is the setup. So my plan was, yes, I can talk you through a plan. The plan was to tie it down and then use the Valor Surge, which was this one, to do more damage on components and weak spots, and that's where the Deathseeker's Shadow came in. This is what I had in mind. I would use that and then attack the components, like the guns on the tail, for example, which I think are quite important to knock off, and the guns along the top, those on the spine plasma guns, to knock those off. And that's where that Valor Surge for me would come in. I did think about using either this one to do more damage with ranged weapons, or this one to give a certain number of shots a bit more power. But I settled on trying this one out. Yeah. So, it's a decent plan, I thought, and I thought if I could have knockdown power on a couple of my weapons and stuff, but I didn't end up using the smoke bombs, and, I need to sort of work out, like, how I'm gonna go about using my setup to try and get this down, because I think it's doable. I watched a couple of videos of people who did lots of different methods, and I forget his name now. Is it Artix who does the Forbidden West stuff? And he goes into quite a bit of detail about weak points on it and stuff. Yeah, I watched a couple of them. They did it differently, but I think in Forbidden West there's a lot of weapons and a lot of ways that you can tackle different machines. So yeah, practicing. I need more practice because it wasn't perfect, was it? I've been killed by a few today, but that's my practicing and that's my weapon set, and that's kind of what I had in mind. So yeah, I'm going to practice more because I need it. Take care.